Hello everyone, I'm Bunny Taicho, and today I want to talk to you all about a movie called Britney Ever After. So I want to say first of all that I knew it was going to be bad, so I went into it with that expectation. I didn't expect for my lowered expectations to be let down. I mean, I've gone to movies or I've sat down and watched movies and I thought, okay, well this is going to be terrible, and then at the end I was like, well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, so I actually enjoyed it a little. But that's not really what happened here. I mean, I did enjoy myself watching it, but not in the way that the filmmakers would have wanted me to enjoy it, you know? I enjoyed watching this movie almost in the same way that one might enjoy watching The Room, and I say almost because not quite. The Room is a movie that is so bad that it circles around to being good, so you enjoy watching it and laughing at how bad it is, and at least The Room kind of has a coherent story, whereas this movie kind of didn't, even though they had a story to work with, because this is supposed to be a movie about someone's actual life, yet they showed very little of her actual life. It makes no sense whatsoever. Everyone that I know that's watched this movie has said pretty much the same thing. That is, if you didn't grow up with Britney Spears and if you were watching this and you didn't know who she was, you would come out of the movie knowing less about her than you did going in, because it just really did not touch on anything more than just her relationships, really. It felt less like a movie about somebody's life and more like if you walked in and turned on the TV and behind the music was playing and you already missed the first 10 or 20 minutes, and then you didn't really pay attention and you kept looking up and you're like, oh, well, what's happening right here? The story was that disjointed. How it started was just I guess it was an interview or something with her, and she was talking about her life or what the fuck ever was happening. I watched the movie, I still don't know what the fuck was happening, but basically it would be an interview style, and she would talk about some point in her life and then it was skipped to that, but it was never really anything. Like I said, it's more about her relationships to her first boyfriend and to her parents and with Justin, and then with some other dude that she ran out to Las Vegas and got married with, and then with K-Fed. It didn't really go into anything major in her life. You would think that a movie about somebody's life would start with, at least their childhood. You don't have to start with when she was born, but at least her childhood growing up in Kentwood, Louisiana, and, discovering that she has singing talent, and then the Mickey Mouse Club. They left out the Mickey Mouse Club. That is a huge, major thing in her life, and they left that out. So that's really making for an awful story just right off the bat. Because they didn't go into any other aspects of her life, most of her relationships made no sense. They had no context, so you couldn't really, get a feel for them or judge what was going on. With her first boyfriend, we didn't see what their relationship was like, so we just see her dump him, and we don't know how she really felt about that. Did she lose the love of her life? Did they have a good relationship that she just suddenly ended for her career? We don't know. We just see him there with her when she goes to start on her first tour, and then he's dumped, and that's that. And it's even worse for her relationship with Justin, because in the movie you just look up and she's in a relationship with Justin. There's no context for it. They didn't show the Mickey Mouse Club, which was again a major huge thing that kickstarted her career, and also she was on that show with Justin JC and her rival Christina Aguilera, who was not shown anywhere in the movie at all, despite being a huge rival to her during that time. And speaking of NSYNC, I watched this with my sister and we were both just outraged. We were oh my god, these dudes are supposed to be NSYNC. NSYNC was attractive. What are they doing? And then there were just so many factual inaccuracies. Her sons, they're I guess twins in the movie, which made no sense. And then they did the whole umbrella scene, but they had her attacking the paparazzi with the umbrellas, and I'm pretty sure that she fucked up somebody's car with that umbrella at a gas station at night instead of swinging it around at the paparazzi in broad daylight. And then iconic outfits the jean outfits that she and Justin were wearing to whatever it was that they wore to. I can't remember. I just remember the outfits, but those were completely wrong. Somebody on Twitter said that it looked like the budget for the movie was $43.42 and that it was written by Kelly Conway because just the supposed facts in the movie were like alternative facts and not what really happened. Like, I just don't understand how you factually screw up a movie about somebody like Britney Spears, who is still alive and whose career is just recently, you know, like in the past couple of decades, who still has fans who the majority of are alive. And then we have things like Google where you can actually look up facts about somebody's life so that you can hopefully write a semi-accurate story. Like, for example, there's things they could have touched on, like her knee surgery that she had to have early in her career. So even though pop stars are expected to be able to sing and dance, she couldn't really dance. She had to kind of just like stand there and rock and do little points and things like that. And that could have been really detrimental to her career, and I imagine it was very stressful for her and would have been a good thing to touch on in the movie, but they didn't bring that up. She has a brother. They didn't show him at all. Basically, her relationships, even though the movie seemed to be about her relationships, like I keep saying, there's no context to them, so you don't understand them. They all just look really shallow, and it makes her look really shallow as a person. And not just her, this movie made her dad look really bad. Like, it made him look like this raging alcoholic who was just never there for her or the rest of her family. But we get no context into her father's relationship with her mother or her relationship with her father. We just see him being an alcoholic and complaining about decisions that were made for her career. So we didn't get to see, again, her coming up and coming into her career to see how he felt about it when it all started. It just looks like he's kind of along for the ride and her mom made all the decisions and he's not happy about it. And finally, I want to talk about the poor, unfortunate soul that they got to play Britney in this shitfest of a movie. Well, first of all, I want to say that it's really bad when the best casting in a movie is for a python that played a python. The snake that played Banana, though, he was spot on. He was very good, very professional at being a snake. But the girl that played Britney, her name is Natasha Bassett, and interestingly, she's from Australia. Like, I guess there wasn't any girls in Louisiana that they could get that would actually have a Louisiana accent that wouldn't be terrible and fake, but there you go. I guess the criteria was she needed to be blonde and young and pretty, so that worked out, I guess, at least on that front. So in an interview, she says that this movie is a feminist movie at its core, and I would question how. I mean, if by feminist she means that it's about a woman who faced struggles in her life as a woman and did things as a woman, then yeah, there you go. It's a total feminist movie. She also says that the movie is about who Britney is as a person. And again, I'd argue that we saw very little of who Britney actually is as a person. We just basically saw a person on screen who was supposed to be Britney, and, you know, like I said, if you knew nothing of her, you'll come out knowing even less. Anyway, that's all I have. This was actually kind of fun, though. I think I might try to do more reviews of things. I actually am going to be subscribing, I think, to Japan Crate here really soon. So when I get that in, I might do a review of that. And hopefully I'll get back to playing X4 and more games and shit. And maybe even do some game reviews. I don't know. We'll see what happens now that I'm not working at the crappy job that I was. But thank you all for watching. Bye!